Hi there. Now, as humans, we do love our differences, don't we? The differences, yes, we have a lot of those. Take religion. Isn't it incredible that even today in the 21st century, we kill others simply because they don't believe what we believe to be the true faith? Just like in the 16th, 17th, or 18th centuries, those sentiments are still pretty much alive in people today. And how about country? We all know how important borders are to us, perhaps more important to some than others. In fact, it won't take you long to find two neighboring countries that have people who look exactly the same, but somehow because of that line on a map or even the slightest difference in a language, skin tone or belief or custom, they put you on a cross if you dare to call them the same. You see, I'm Ugandan and I've seen how a landmass of just 241,000 square kilometers can have a combined 10 kingdoms and chiefdoms and over 50 languages being spoken. And of course, depending on who you ask, they will tell you how the other group of people are not very intelligent or they're lazy or simply not civilized, or whatever story the people who came before taught. Now, this notion, of course, isn't new and it has brought about much suffering throughout history. It blows my mind that even today, homo sapiens, just like animals in the world, with all the progress that we have made, this is something that we're still struggling with. Now, whether you believe you're a superior race or that your religion or country is the greatest, where people or civilizations differ is a conversation for another day. For now though, let's just explore how ridiculous this whole notion is with a story about a genocide not known to many. On 19th November 1835, a ship carrying about 500 Maori armed with guns, clubs, axes arrived to the Chatham Islands, just about 500 miles east of New Zealand. They were followed on December 5th by a shipload of 400 more Maori. These invaders told the Moriori people they found on the island that they were now their slaves, and they started killing all of those who objected. Now, the Moriori, they didn't fight back. It wasn't their tradition. They preferred resolving disputes peacefully, even though they stood a chance to win since they outnumbered the enemy 2-1, which says something about them being civilized there. Anyway, over the course of the next few days, the attackers killed hundreds of these Moriori people, cooked and ate one of their bodies and enslaved all the others, killing most of them too over the next few years. But the real story here is that the Maori conquerors really believed that whatever they did was in accordance with their customs. So all the brutal killings, possessions, these were all justified. Because according to them, they were simply slaughtering uncivilized hunter-gatherers. Except there weren't any hunter-gatherers. Because it turns out, both groups diverged from a common origin less than a millennium earlier. Both were Polynesian people. In the centuries after these two groups separated, they evolved in different directions, became different people. And finally, when they collided, it was us versus them. Now, obviously, like with all other genocides, most people just decide that it's way easier to deny they existed or they had anything to do with them. Whether that's in northern Uganda or blacks in the United States or in the Millennium genocide, New Zealand is no different. Which brings me to my conclusion. You see, the challenges we face today are many, and although previously our differences made sense and were even beneficial in some cases, today they will destroy us just because of the nature of the 21st century problems. We have global problems now, bigger than any one nation, state, religion, or race. And let's be clear, no one is asking you not to love your country, religion, or race. That makes life interesting. But if you fail to understand that the global economic crisis, global warming, pandemics, nuclear war, technological disruption knows no borders, you may find yourself with no country to love. Our brains have been very slow to evolve in this department. And for me, I've already designated this as a cognitive bias. But I have faith, because if Homo sapiens managed to get out of the African savannah, escaped Stone Age, medieval, a post-medieval orders, city-states and principalities, we can certainly outgrow a modern nation state. Because all conclusions about who you are and who they are, they could be wrong. The Maori simply didn't know any better, but today you should. And with that, thanks for watching.
That's good.